You couldn't do it to yourself.
We're on.
We're live. Oh,
we're
there
live.
it is. A quick audio check for all the listeners at home. Can you hear Jez?
And can you hear everybody else? It's fine. I can see something that isn't fine.
I've wasted too many intros on deaf ears, Jez.
I'm going to say it's good. I can see the little audio bars moving around. I've double-checked everything.
Excellent. So, welcome back, everybody. Yes, fellow cat, thank you. To Trankasha, or at least the Feywild inside of its realm. Tonight, we are joined by the most of the crew. We've got one or two casualties from sickness and other commitments, but we will continue to charge on through from hither into Tither tonight. A quick reminder before we jump into the intro. I believe there's still donations for Starlight. Is that correct?
There are. We can actually still donate right up until the 31st of August. So far, we've raised $350 because you guys are evil and just wanted me to suffer trying to deal with that and running a session. But it was so much fun.
Worth every dollar, honestly. Worth every dollar.
Yeah, the obstacle course was my favorite. The amount of wild magic surges. Oh.
So please do jump in there and throw some money to a good cause if you feel that you can spare some change. Otherwise, tonight we will be diving into the main campaign, and we'll kick off with a recap once we come back from our introduction. So, Jez, roll the tape. And we're back. So, as we pick up from last time, we remember that the party had made their way into Downfall, the place surrounded by... Thank you so much. Thank you. It's good to be back.
Where was mine last session?
He doesn't need them.
So, Kat, before I jump into the rest of this, I will let you know that for anybody else who wishes to donate, I'm going to save up all of these points and keep bringing them in, because the final fight in this place with whatever hags they choose to fight with is going to be so awful for them, and I'm going to whip out all these points. Just wait for it. So, the party was found their way to Downfall. All the frog people were there. They rushed in to try and kill the hag. The hag pulled some bit of magical powers on them, and they couldn't hurt her until they realized that if they didn't intend to hurt her and she got caught in a misfire or adjacently got damaged, that it still seemed to have a decent effect on her as far as that was concerned. Noticing that they'd figured out a way around her protective barriers, she very quickly made her escape. Now, the party was soon after trapped inside a crate in which almost what seemed to be a miniature dimension was contained. Within its boundaries, they had a being that seemed to be probably a little bit on the chaotic and evil side, but for the time being seemed to be friendly enough towards them. They dug beneath its roots and found their way through this maze of this dimension and ended up in a tower in which they found several things. The first one of those was a library. The library contained many books, but noticeably one that had particular interest to the party, a copy of Tasha's. And there it is in real form, ready to be read and to break some fourth wall and to sow some chaos. The party also found their way into what looked to be a giant Ouija board. In this space, Zybilna was able to communicate with them and share with them some information from beyond their current realm. After finding their way up and down this tower, they eventually found the bottom of it, in which the ruin was held that contained the entire space. A little bit of protest from the current occupier and student at the tower, but it wasn't enough to deter them as they destroyed the ruin with a vengeance. And it was as such that the party broke down the entire space and let out the creature that was within it. Now, this creature seemed to be fairly good, respecting their help and didn't turn immediately on them, but was definitely interested in all of the townsfolk of Downfall, who had proceeded to try and enjoy. The party, though, did not feel like quickly being able to give up all of the help that they put into the city of Downfall. So Finry made a deal with the creature to join it on its travels and exploring the Feywild once he no longer was with the party. With that deal made, the creature moved on, and the party was ready to depart from Downfall. As they were readying themselves to leave, the sound of war cries and war drums echoed on the horizon. The party looked at the approaching fleet, looked at the people of Downfall, and made the swift decision that this wasn't really their fault, and it was probably going to be their problem regardless if they stayed or not. So they said their goodbyes and left it up to the fates to decide the outcome of who would next rule Downfall. Did I miss anything?
To be fair, we've been in Downfall for like 10 sessions.
Seems like we covered a good bit of ground there. Lots of intricacies, lots of politics, lots of frog death and murder.
Yeah,
and heads.
And the king, and the king didn't have any more money to give us. We'd already taken all of their
you bled
money.
the kingdom dry. It was really a profitable experience.
I gave him a dagger to defend himself.
Defenseless. You can't be blamed.
Exactly, just like Harm taught me.
So, as the party then makes their way towards the wall of fog that sits between hither and tither, they find their old friend Clapperclaw. And in there, they find their key to crossing the boundary. Hi, friends!
Clapperclaw, you made it okay.
Wow.
Indeed!
Fantastic.
How are you all doing? You all look lively and dare I say, relieved.
It's been a bit.
Yeah, thanks.
It's
I'm,
been a bit. We've had enough, I think.
Oh, are you ready to cross then?
I think we are. I think we need to chase that hag down. That's so close to being destroyed. We got to finish this.
Oh, well, indeed. Buckle yourselves in. I have very little biology in my sort of makeup, but I have been told that those of a more physical corporeal form do tend to experience some nausea in the journey. So good luck. Maybe hold on to each other, like link arms and stuff, so that you don't sort of lose yourself in the mist. And before you know it, we'll be through. Any questions?
Yes. Will there be in-flight entertainment or food?
I will sing a song if you'd like.
Okay, I can do the food, and I reach into the pouch of my bag of pantry, and I pull out some pocket bacon and pass it out to everyone.
I do love a road trip. All right, link up and follow the sound of my voice. And who's going to take my old twiggy hand?
Mm.
He said all four
Very
at once.
usually puts his paw out to the
He
claw.
grabs you the clock. It's like, we're wandering through the mists. We're getting to the other side. Where we go, nobody knows. It's the Feywild. And it keeps singing his little ditty as he enters the mists. And you are all pulled through behind him. And as the mists part, they reveal a primeval forest. So I'll quickly switch the map for everybody.
Ooh.
I mean, it sounds warm and fuzzy.
So let's Tither. Okay, we're all on Tither now. Hopefully everybody can see that.
That's pretty cool.
Awesome. So, yes, as we get to the other side, we see this primeval forest, and a fragrant breeze wafts between the enormous trees. And Finri, in that breeze, you smell something that you, with no ambiguity, can ascertain is one of the ingredients 3.
My whiskers start twitching. Do like cats do? Like when they get excited, they just like start, they all fold forward, and his eyes just go the pupils just like expand, and he's like, "We're close."
Now imagine like your foot starts tapping like really excitedly, like rabbits do.
Yeah, he doesn't notice it, but it's happening. It's happening.
Yes.
Sinza sees Fenry going crazy. He's like, "What's close, Fenry?"
Oh, there's another Harrigan in heat.
Does this place look familiar to you? Have you been here before?
I
feel like everything's
have.
familiar to him.
You remember stories, but it's been a long time.
I remember stories, but it's been a long time. I was last time I was here. I was baby rabbits are called kittens, aren't they? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I was only like a little wee kitten when I was here. Long time ago.
It sounds to me like you're no longer going to be able to guide us through here.
I can definitely guide you. I know my way around. Yep. You know what? As my old friend Toucan Sam says, follow your nose.
If I had a nose, I'd follow it too. That's a smart idea.
You do have a nose right there on the front of your skull.
Yeah, but it's more there as like an aesthetic choice. It's not very functional.
One day you'll be a real boy, Clapperclaw.
I mean, you can only hope, but I really don't want to talk to a hag. I've had a real bad time sort of wheeling and dealing with them.
Oh,
I believe that.
Well, are you going to continue on with this, or are you?
You seem to be pretty hell bent on sort of going towards the things that have tortured me. So I would be pretty hesitant to follow you much further than this.
I mean, we can take you with us. We have a bag of holding, don't we?
I'd prefer not to be kidnapped and go.
No. I was just thinking because I assume you don't need to breathe. So if we put you in the bag of holding, you'll be safe.
I really like fresh air. It's just a personal preference. It just feels good on sort of the magical orifices that make me up.
Well, the offer is there. If you don't want to part with
that
this
so
just
much,
yet.
Henry. You've always been such a good friend.
We've really bonded in this very short amount of time that we've known each other.
I feel like you'd be literally inside me at some point, and that's kind of an experience. I don't really know why I feel that way.
Don't really like that phrasing of it, considering that how old
Remember,
I
I'm
think
like 5, so any phrasing I do is probably not intentional.
Oh God! This way, guys! Figure starts walking.
As you do, though, you sort of notice just how beautiful this place is, with this sort of pollen in the air as you look through the patches of sunlight that kiss the forest floor, and you hear the sweet melody of birdsong that echo all around you. But as you begin to look around, in stark contrast to this beauty, you start to feel a creeping sensation on your bodies. You feel a weight begin to press down on each of you as a shadow sort of seems to have pooled around the party.
Is
as you all,
Creepy.
as you all look towards the center of the sort of the origin of where the space is, you notice that Sinzar is there with his hands clasping his face as the shadow starts to coalesce in front of him in the shape of what seems to be a man.
What?
Hector?
And with that, the energy and the weight you feel begins to intensify. As you were initially just kind of put off, you suddenly find the weight is pulling you to earth in such a devastating way that you all crumble to your knees as the pressure continues to build around you. Stuck in place, you notice that Sinzar is in immense pain.
Can I throw a carrot at him? I don't have a dagger anymore. I don't have a dagger
You are
anymore.
completely immobilized in the space
Okay.
as Sinzar groans in pain.
Sinzar, I'm pretty sure you should probably, maybe give the rein back over to Hector. Maybe that might stop this.
No response.
Seems that way.
Sinzar, as you're grabbing your face, you are reminded again of the feeling that was walking through the wall. It felt in that moment like a gut punch and triggered in you a memory buried of loss. And all you can feel now is this echo from this distant past. You remember that night so very long ago. Tell me, Sinzar, what do you remember from the night that you decided to challenge death for the prize of immortality?
I remember an explosion. I remember a woman standing nearby. And she wasn't supposed to be there. I remember trying to shield her, trying to stop her from getting hurt. I was doing everything for her. I was facing and challenging death for her. But it was not enough. Something went wrong. I remember there being a large explosion and the elixir didn't work, and when I came to, there was just this ash shadows on the walls.
As this memory is portrayed, you see it all played out in front of you. The shadow playing out this memory as if on repeat in front of Hector Sinzar's eyes, continuing, repeating, and you see tears stream down Sinzar's face as every time that ashen mark is played again and again and again. That feeling of intense sadness, a weight that's pushed onto all of you now as you feel yourself pressured even further into the ground, like gravity is intensified.
So are we seeing what he's seeing, or we are seeing it?
Yeah. Sinzar, as these memories are playing, you hear Hector in your mind speak to you as if an equal, and he says to you, Sinzar, I understand now. I've been a shell for you, a hidden piece of what you are. I think I've been trying to protect you.
You protected me?
I think I have no memories of being young or of growing up. Do you have those memories?
Yes. I do. Anything from that explosion is a black mark.
And I do not recall the explosion, but I know everything from that point onwards. At some point, you stopped and I started.
Do you know what happened to her? Do you know where Trisani is?
I'm sorry, I do not know of Trisani. I swore I had a wife, but now as I sit here, I can't even tell you her name.
I know my wife's name was Trisani, and I know you had someone, Hector, that you were looking for. Why is that?
I just felt like she was there. I can't explain it. It drove me. It pushed me forward, and I cannot. I don't think that you and I are different. I think we're two halves of the same coin.
I could never quite understand how my mind became your body. I've never seen that before. I could never understand how that happened. If what you're saying is true, then we are the same. And who's the real?
And as you make that realization, it's as if a wall breaks down in front of you. The wall that you cross through now materializes in the shadow as it breaks apart. And flooding into your mind, Sinzar, is all of Hector. Is Hector's memories. It's Hector's experiences. It's Hector's love for the party. It's Hector's joy when he discovered the magics of Trankasha. But in the same way, Hector experiences all of the loss, the sadness, the feeling of knowing that you caused the love of your life to be lost. And the weight just breaks as you all find yourself again able to move, this time Hector, Sinzar, on his knees.
Can I quickly flip through Tasha's Cauldron of Everything and see if there's anything under psychoanalysis?
Psycho.
You just see Sinzar standing, like kneeling down in front of you, like in the middle of your wall. It's just a broken human, like a broken person, just completely struggling to grapple with what's just happened.
You good there, buddy?
What? Yeah.
You know we
Yeah.
could all see that too. Do we hear the voices?
Yeah, I'd say like it's probably one-sided. You probably hear the Sinzar portion of it.
Okay.
Did you see Hector?
No.
Did you hear?
You would have seen him as the mist in front of him, almost like
I
a
mean,
replica
yes.
in his shadows.
Well, I saw something's its mouth moving, but it wasn't saying anything. You were just responding.
I stand up and I kind of grab Finry by the shoulders and say, "We are the same, Finry."
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure you and I are very different.
No, Hector and we are the same.
Oh, yes, that makes more sense.
There was a catastrophe, and then Hector took over. There was a complete catastrophe, a disaster in my world, and then I disappeared. Harm, can you see anything? Can you understand what happened?
I could see what everyone else could see. I could see this mist in front of you, but It was a mystery.
Oh snap! Can you tell who's living and who's not? Can you divine that?
I can definitely take one of you away and start to take off the glove.
Well, no,
It's
you
getting dark.
obviously are alive because I've seen you eat. I've seen you bleed.
Not me.
Both of you. I've
What?
seen Hector almost die. I've seen you bloody and bleeding.
No,
I've seen both of you.
Finry, we are the same physical person.
So you have two personalities?
I think that.
Well,
What? When that there was an explosion, and when that happened, I think that's when my memories of Sinzar stopped. But with the flashes of what Hector experienced, I can now see all of Hector. I can experience everything.
Did you eat Hector?
No, I am Hector. Hector took over. I became Hector. Sinzar
Hector now?
disappeared. No, I'm Sinzar now.
okay, all right.
I am myself. I'm back.
I can't do it right now. But once we level up and I take this feat called telepathic, I can then read your minds and we can get to the bottom of this. Unless anyone here had, I don't know.
So
do you have
actually,
any
how
spells
long have we
that can
been
read-
chatting? We've been chatting for like 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes or something.
I'd say so, yeah.
I've got my passive wisdom, my insight is like 18. Do I get that he's telling the truth from this?
You really, like, immediately, this is not the same Dick that Sinzar was, like, about, 10 minutes ago. This person already seems, like, way more approachable and way more just well put together and not just, like, the evil part of Sinzar.
I see the whole picture now. Are you able to see if there is Trisani in this realm, on this existence? Is she alive or is she truly dead?
She, you two.
No.
I only know what the book reveals.
Just
Well,
dating
no,
yourself.
I did. Did you remember? I'm pretty sure it was this Finry, not the other Finry, mentioned something about a wife and a son, but I don't remember if it was this Finry or not.
No, I don't think this video's got
Wasn't
any earthly
it?
attachments.
I remember that conversation. It was definitely the other Finry.
Okay. There's so many Finrys in here. It's hard to tell sometimes. Well, like, do you have any spells, Hector, Sinzar, Hexar, Sintor, whatever you want to be called?
I'm Sinzar.
Well, do you have anything that can help us to peer into your mind and we can try and help sort some stuff out for you?
What if we just
No.
slap you across the face? You reckon that will just snap you out of it?
Oh, well, it has to be with
I
Harm's
feel
hand,
more
because
aware and more clearer than I have in years. This is a good moment. I feel like I can think again. I have clarity.
Did you eat
I
the
guess that's
funky-looking mushrooms? Did you eat the funky-looking mushrooms?
No, Finry. You're the only one who's chasing mushrooms that are funky right now.
Well, we all got to relax somehow. Judgy.
If
what do
we
call
found...
you? Are you Sinzar or are you Hector or?
He's Sinzar, but he's saying he's also Hector.
Are
I'm
you trying to
Sinzar.
tell us that Hector was never real? That Hector took over when Sinzar got exploded? Is that what I'm hearing?
Hector told me just a moment ago that he came to protect me. To protect Sinzar.
So you're saying Hector's more powerful than you?
No,
I'm
what
telling
I
you
think
that-
he's saying-
I'm gonna take a minute and just sit down in the midst of all this and just I'm gonna consult Anubis. Anubis knows who's alive and dead. I'm gonna ask Anubis if he can tell me if Hector ever was a separate physical
Okay.
entity.
I didn't expect this to happen, but let's go for it.
Can I assist
Ask
him?
for
I'll go up and
Trissani
place
too.
my-
Please do. How
Oh.
are you assisting his prayer?
I will go up to Harm and I'll place my paw on his shoulder. I'm like, yes, Brother Harm. Let's seek guidance from Anubis.
Awesome.
I'm just gonna sit down and watch this. This is
So, I think as this happens, quite a calm moment as Sinza begins to reflect on who they are. Harm, you sort of find yourself a place to sit down, and Finnery, you come and support that journey. And do you sit down with them in sort of prayer, or do you just sort of pat him and be like, "Good luck out
I will
there"?
sit. I'll
Good
quickly
luck
sit.
out there.
I'll come up, and then like when he doesn't respond, I'm like, I just think to myself, do I pray? And he kind of like tries to copy how Harm's sitting, but like it fidgets. Like he can't sit still for that long. But he'll try his best to assist by praying. And he'll be like, "Hey Anubis, it's your boy Finnery. You know, I made that deal with you. Do you want a cookie?"
So you have you try your hardest. You put a good attempt in, and so does Harm, and it's evident by everybody outside, and definitely the two of you, when you are both struck by just the most intense presence of a god that you have ever felt. Everybody outside, you see them both literally start to float as this black swelling energy begins to pulsate around the both of them as they are locked in prayer to Anubis. You both see a large battlefield out in front of you, and you watch as Anubis, with his large pole arm with its axe head, marches forwards with a real sort of energy as he charges ahead. Across the other side of the battlefield, you see a legion of enemies. You notice from your quick glance that these are some sort of elven army that marches against Anubis. At their head, though, is a creature, a mighty being that seems to be directly opposing Anubis. This creature is a swirling, almost tornado of limbs. You see arms and legs, and you see a head as a shape just pulse out of this sort of swirling mass of limbs. As these weapons rise out of him, and you see axes and swords swirling around him as if to just spin through hordes of people. Anubis stops. He looks down at you both, sort of from where he is in your perspective, and he says, "Hurry." And the vision ends. Your book is twice as heavy.
I feel like as I'm finishing this floating, I kind of, as I fall on the book, and I feel weighed down by it. So I just kind of pull it out, and I'm looking at this book that now feels twice as heavy, but is no physically bigger, and I can't understand what's happened, or I'm trying to make sense of what I've just seen.
You are drawn to a page, and it simply contains one name, and that name is Gragnell. And for those of you who have been taking notes, Gragnell was the god worshipped by the people of Krago. He is the god of sacrifice, and he's the god of loss.
Oh no, I remember him very well. Not this Finnery, of course. He has no idea who it is.
Finnery, did you see that?
What the fuck was that? Usually I only see that type of stuff when I have the funky looking mushrooms. What the fuck? No, seriously.
Anubis,
Man, this is
hold up. You
entertaining.
heard
What
that,
the
right?
hell is happening?
Yeah, he said hurry. For some reason, something's going...
I stand up and kind of walk right up to Cinza and grab him. I'm like, you could be Cinza, you could be Hector, you could be Finnery the 15th. I don't care at this point. Anubis is called. Whatever we're doing here, we need to do it quickly. He needs us back in Krago. There is something going on above our realm. There is something happening, and he needs us. We must hurry. Whatever we're doing here in Tither, we must be quick. There is a war raging, and when a god summons you to be a part of that, you don't wait. We must be quick. Let's move on. Let's get on with what we need to do, Hector. We'll work you out around the campfire.
Cinza, please call me Cinza.
Cinza.
Yeah.
Sexy Hector. It's all the same.
Is there a third name? Is there a third option? Because it's going to be because Cinza has a lot of baggage tied to him, and so does Hector. So
yeah, you're right.
Why don't we call
New
you
beginnings.
Chad?
No, that's not going to happen.
I mean, you could be Finry II.
I could, but I'm not going to do that.
We've already had that option thrown around.
Let me think on it. I feel like let me think on it. Let me just digest everything I've just remembered and see if a new name is warranted.
All right, well, let's go kill a fucking hag.
Yes.
Sounds
Where
good.
is the hag?
You guys have fun out there.
Holy shit! I forgot you were here, Clapperclaw.
Yeah, I've just experienced some really interesting stuff, and I feel like I'm a small fish in a massive pond right now.
Right?
Yep.
So,
Take care, Clapper.
I'm gonna head back. I think I just need to chill out. There isn't any reason I shouldn't go back to Downfall, right?
Just to have a holiday first, Clapperclaw.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take the long way home.
You said you like the fresh air here, so why don't you just spend a bit extra time around here?
I guess you make a good point. All right, I'll head back there once I've sort of unwound a bit. Thank you for that idea.
I'm sure we'll cross paths again.
I hope so, good sirs. You have all been very wonderful friends.
Right. So,
If you say so.
Flint, which way is it that we need to go?
This way. Which way is
Why asking me? I haven't been here before.
Which way is the Snoz leading?
The Snoz is sort of leading you. I would say you'd be northwest.
Northwest. So we're going up.
Towards
up
the this one here. Probably straight west. Honestly, it's straight west right now.
All right. Well, let's go, guys. Let's
move out.
Yeah.
All right. As you begin walking through the space, the forest is thick. There is not a space here that is unsurrounded by trees on all sides. The woods are thick and luscious, and the only light that you have is what filters through the trees. It is not unheard of to light a torch in the space. I don't know if anybody has, if everybody can see in the darkness very well. Is there anybody that has any problem with darkness?
Me.
Okay, so everybody can see it
see
except for you, which is yours. You've got dim light right now. It's quite hard to make out very far distances.
I guess I'll light a torch to attract everything towards us.
I'll sidle up to Harm. He looks very concerned. It's is that a regular occurrence when you pray to Anubis?
No, normally Anubis is alone planning. Helping me line up who next in his orchestration to bring close to him. That was very troubling. I'm not myself for seeing that. Anubis is a pillar of power and a pillar of strength, and seeing him in anything but a commanding position is concerning.
Well, I'm sure you've mentioned there's another person you met named Finnery, and if he's still there, he'll be helping out how he can. If he's friends with you, he's obviously not a bad guy.
Who knows? He just disappeared on us, and
the word of
didn't
bad
even let us know.
Mine when your other Finnery. Do you remember the first time I met you when I almost throttled you instantly on the spot?
Oh, I literally think about it a lot.
Yeah,
This
I've
is a
seen a
weird
rabbit
way
move
to...
so quickly before.
And now look at you, you're so close.
Well, yeah, but I'm sure, it'll be, like you guys are, fighting the good fight and all of that stuff. I mean, it can't be as bad as, you said you slaughtered a village, so it could at least be a bit better than that, so...
These are very, very different things. So I'm not worried for what he does or doesn't do with his hands. It was for his abandoning me that was the problem.
Maybe he felt he was needed.
You don't need to. You've never met the man. You don't need to protect him. You don't need to protect
I don't know. There's just something about his name has.
when put on the position, you chose to honor your commitments. I mean, sure, Anubis was going to smite you down if you didn't, but you still made that choice.
Well, kind of a big, thing, don't betray the party or you get smote. And, I'd rather not.
Still had a choice.
It's a simple rule. It's a simple rule.
It's.
True story.
As you guys are walking, you notice a area up ahead where a lot more light is filtering in. And those of you who can see in the darkness well, you notice there is colors coming through this. You see a red and a white and a blue as you walk towards this thing. Can somebody roll me a D8?
A D8? Ooh, Flint, do it.
All right.
Oh, while he's doing that, did we get a long rest between all that travel?
You did. You are well rested. Ooh, a 2. Excellent.
2.
So as you approach this clearing, within it you notice a huge variety of mushrooms. These mushrooms are as tall as trees are, and they seem to stand side by side in a ring around this clearing. And as you approach, you hear voices. Oh, look at these travelers! They think they can spot on through. And you see one of the mushrooms sort of tilts itself and looks down at you guys. Yep, they sure did think they could just come on in without getting a tongue lashing by us, mushies. And then one of them's like, "What are you all doing here?"
How high am I?
What?
Are they talking?
No, you are completely sober if you're looking at me, my friend.
What?
I've never saw you talking mushrooms before.
I've heard that people from your realm are oblivious, but you really take the cake.
Wow. I think
And the root.
It's like there's this theme restaurant back in Tither. It's like you go there just to be insulted. Like it's kind of like that. It's freaking awful.
Oh well, over here in the Feywild, we typically just feast on the stupidity of travelers, and by God, we're gorging ourselves today.
Is that because you keep all the stupid here with you?
Now that's just not nice, right? Here in the Feywild, we are beings of intellect.
Listen, I don't mean to offend anyone, but I think we're
Well, you shouldn't have looked like that then, should you?
Well, that was offensive. Like, let's not pull punches here. That was quite rude, actually.
I don't have any arms, but I'm still out brawling you right now.
Oh, really?
It's all right, Sinzar, Hector. It's right. Now, you mushrooms seem like fun guys, but, we have places to go and people to see.
I'm not keeping you. The only thing keeping you back is your own abilities.
Can we just walk through this mushrooms, people?
I want to send a telepathic message to Harm and say, this guy needs a fireball. He just needs a fireball.
there's like 10 of these mushrooms.
They all need a fireball.
Just like,
how close are they?
They're just like, they're within like a meter of each other, just in a big circle around the clearing.
Oh, God.
I just, I look back at Sinzar, and I'm still not entirely sure about him. And I just sort of say out loud, look, I don't really do fireballs. That's not my thing. I'm more like area of effect, like pulling out my spirit guardians to crush everything in a distance of me.
Okay.
It's more my game. But these guys don't seem like they're, they don't seem like they're hurting the armor. They seem like they're hurting the intellect. Maybe you need to up your game, match their intellect. I mean, they are just literally mushrooms.
Are they inside
The
your
car
head?
is literally the floor, but this one seems to be the smartest amongst you all.
Or literally, we can just walk straight past them and continue on our way.
I'm up
Now
for
the
that.
brainiac has come out of the woodworks
Oh,
over here.
Let's go. Let's get past these ridiculous things. Leave him to their stewing and rotting.
Ridiculous, man. I might be holding up a mirror these days. Far out.
Oh, far out. Nice insult, mushroom. Look at yourself.
Well, I have no brain. What's your excuse?
I'm just laughing out loud at him. This is fantastic. The little fungus is making fun of you. He doesn't even have a brain. This is fantastic.
Oh,
Let's get out of here. The company around here is a bit shiitake.
As,
Finley just walks through them to the
as
other
he
side.
walks away, I kind of harm bends down and he's like, "A little mushroom. If I
So
pluck
sorry,
them,
they're as
take
tall
them
as a
with me."
tree. They're big
Oh,
boys.
they're tall.
Big
They're tall
people.
as a tree. Gotcha. Then that changes things. I nodded them. I'm like, this has been very, very entertaining. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. We're gonna keep going.
Thank
and by the
you,
way, you
it'll
don't know
be better
anything
for your
about.
absence.
You don't know anything about like, what's this person's name? Gargamel, Gragnell. You know anything about Gragnell, do you?
Not really our forte, I'm afraid.
Did you say it's not really your saute? That's a bit dark.
Hey! Wow, they really do make them like you guys. That's impressive.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to take my, 2 brain cells, which is twice you've got, and I'm going to head on out of here then. You guys have fun.
Thank you for finally leaving. It is very appreciated.
As we walk on, I just want to side up next to Harm and just say, you said we have to get back to Krago, right? I feel like we know someone in the area. Do we? Do we know anyone in Krago?
Besides Finry.
Finry?
I don't believe so. Have you got someone in mind that you're thinking of?
Oh, with all this newfound knowledge I have, I think I can get in touch with them.
With who?
With anyone.
Okay.
Anywhere.
This is fantastic, but who do we know?
Would I remember Finry the First?
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't know he's in Krago.
No.
Well, you know he's at least back in the material plane.
The letter that he did give to the party did mention where he was going.
Did it?
It did.
Okay.
Do you think that Finry might know what's happening?
I mean,
somehow I have a gut feeling he's probably half to do with it.
Yeah.
Shall we
If
find
not
out?
more. I mean, maybe we should fix what's wrong here first before we head back.
I'm not saying
Or
we
is
head
it that
back,
urgent?
but we can do both at the same time. I think
Can.
we can get some intelligence of what might be happening back there now while we try and finish off these hags here.
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
Let's be honest, Anubis wasn't exactly excited about my mood when I was first landed here, and I may have, given Anubis the idea that if we were to kill Finry back in Krago, that would be okay. And I wouldn't be upset with that in any way, shape, or form. So, I mean, you can chat to him, but even if he were able to work out some way of reaching out to Anubis in Anubis's, meta various realms that he's currently fighting some sort of spiritual battle in, I'm not sure that the outcome will be favorable for our Finry back there. Not that bothers me, but more like whatever it is you're trying to achieve.
Okay. I'll leave it for now, but the invitation's there if we want to try and reach out to Finry and find out what's happening. I'm not saying I've never tried it before. It may not work, but I feel like I've got the means to do it.
Well, if you feel like you've got the means to do it, give it a go. But as I said, if he happens to try and reach out to Anubis and Anubis smites him on the spot, then that's fine with me.
Well, why don't we just check in and see how he's going?
Sure.
I pull out a long copper wire from one of my contraptions and bags and things. I just kind of roll it around into a circle, like an antenna holding up, trying to get some reception. And I'm going to cast Sending.
As he's doing it, I just kick a bit of dirt at him.
I'm just quickly doing some reading from Finry. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Wasn't expecting this. Like, shit.
I think, based on what you wrote on Patreon the other day, like, that's probably a good point, right? I think that's a good sharing level. Like, it's probably where you'd be up to now. But, like, feel free to tell your timeline within that where you think would be a fun story to tell.
25 words or less.
So you get a message saying, Henry, this is Sinzar. Hector. How are things going? Are you well? Let us know.
There's a long pause.
Fenrir, you suddenly out of nowhere just hear in your mind as you are in Trankasha just echoing this voice, first from a Sinzar who you do not recognize, but then Hector, and the voice makes sense. Reaching out to you from beyond time and space, a simple 22-worded message lands upon your mind. You feel the need or the ability to respond if you so choose to.
Hector, who is Sinzar? It's been a while. It's one word, Daniel. It's not two.
Is the in there? I'm going to count.
No, that's me trying to think. I miss you guys. Sorry I left. I have things to do. But doing... And then it cuts off because it's 25.
As I've only got 22.
Okay, well, 22. Doing well. Cryogo sucks.
Beautiful. 25. Shooting through to you.
Henry's still alive. Wait, he's still alive. He says that Rago sucks.
That's a shame.
And he wants us to come back.
Suffering is going to be better than what happens when I see him.
Okay, well, maybe I'll save that one for next time. Maybe you can tell him when we see him in person.
I
If
start
we
to
find
take
him.
off the glove, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll tell him. Put the glove back on.
It seems like you guys have a lot of unresolved issues with this other Finry. Like, I just been the Finry Flathop's just been sitting there watching you guys. It's like, you guys have a lot of issues. Have you thought about maybe group therapy session or something when you meet back up instead of going straight to violence?
This is a journey of self-discovery, Finry. Yeah?
Oh yeah.
And speaking of discovery, do you know where we're going?
Oh yeah, no, still this way. Still this way.
All right.
Hopefully there's no more mushrooms because those guys sucked.
They really
Although
did.
I wonder what they taste like. Like, I don't know. Did you guys feel that?
I made a mushroom risotto in real life tonight, and it was delicious.
Oh,
if I give you any
nice.
guidance there.
Are you saying we should go back and chop up those mushrooms?
No, we don't have to. No, we got too much to do.
It's the fate of the world and whatever. It's fine. Are you guys heading forward?
Yep.
Perfect.
Yes.
So as you continue to head forwards, you spend a bit of time walking. Time in here feels a little bit strange, as you might know. But after what seemed like a couple of hours, even though the light didn't really change, you see in the distance cozy torchlight radiating from a cave in the wooded hillside. 20 feet from the cave is a tree with a weathered sheet of parchment nailed to its trunk. And this parchment, if I can quickly bring it up, looks something like... Hoping... I've had a problem loading my handouts tonight. Just won't load.
Flint.
Yo.
Hi. Just whilst the DM's doing that, I can't seem to get a straight answer that doesn't come with immediate hostility and promises of violence from harm. What is the deal with the other Finry?
He just left us basically, and didn't really say much. He just took off. Didn't no heads up, no warning, no ask for help, nothing. So
Maybe,
it's almost like betrayal to us.
maybe he might have, I don't know, felt guilty about asking for more help.
I mean, we spent so much time with him, and he helped us. So we will certainly repay the favor if he only asked.
It's true.
Which he didn't.
Uh.
So we just feel betrayed by him, I guess. I know, I'm a bit on the fence about it. I'm not happy, but I mean, Harmony stuck with us the whole way.
That's true. And, well, Hector/Sinzar did. I mean, there's two of them as well.
I'm starting to think
there's two
there's actually
canoes.
3.
Probably
You
3.
guys know
Yeah,
about
there's
this wife thing?
That's true, actually. He could also be his wife.
So,
There's a possibility. All right, so it doesn't seem like I'll be able to open that, unfortunately. I'll try and share it later. But what you do see in front of you is a poster that says "Wanted, Will of the Feywild," and depicted on the poster, it looks to be a boy between the ages of about 10 and 13. It's sketched there. He has a sort of normal-looking face with big, puffy, almost like an afro style hair. And underneath that picture, it says, "Special offer. This little troublemaker belongs to me. Bring him home alive and unharmed, and you'll win the heart of one you love. Signed, Granny Nightshade."
We know a Granny Nightshade. We're looking for a Granny Nightshade.
Yeah.
I have a plan. I have a very plan. It's a
Many
very
of your
plan.
plans
It's planned
haven't
very
worked
well.
well, Henry.
Hey! That wasn't my plan with the heads in the basket. That was Clapper Claws. Okay. Shit. Okay, hang on. No, my plan is this. Can we disguise one of us to look like this and be like, march straight in to be like, hey, we found this person. And then when we get in there, it's like karate and we just take it down. And because one of the hags, because she couldn't be injured by regular means, what if you, Hector, Sinzar, and Flint, what if you guys make some bombs or something, and then what if we have like a clapper claw, like we make a scarecrow thing and fill it full of like bombs, and then dress it up like this person, throw it in the room, and be like, we found it, and it explodes.
But I feel like we need to speak to Nightshade first.
What about?
Well, from what I remember, the best weapon against these hags are each other. Right? If we take down one,
I remember that.
there are still others to take down. And they are
So
going
we
to get increasingly defensive.
Yes,
So
but
we
there was
spread a
also...
bit of Chinese whispers and
So a little bit of deceit.
yeah.
Yes, but one of them also did escape from us.
This is true.
And where would she go but to her sisters? And then, we could end up facing all 3 of them at once, which probably isn't the best. Or, wait, which one? So Stabitha is here?
At least from your last understanding, and then Granny Nightshade, because Stabitha is Granny Nightshades, right?
Yes.
They're one and
Okay.
the same. Like
They're
that's
one and the
just
same.
that's her official name, but everybody calls her Granny Nightshades.
What if, going the deceit route, what was the third one's name?
I know that would be a smart thing to have memorized, but you'd be surprised at just how bad this book is to be like, here is the 3 witches.
Because we got all 3 of their names. What if we get the third one? What if we say we were hired by the third one to take out Bavlorna and Granny Nightshade?
We have the
You're
third
looking for Endelyn Moongrave,
Yeah.
also known as Bitter End, Creeping Lynn, or the Dame of Unhappy Endings?
And she's
Oh, that
annoying.
does not sound pleasant as well. That's like the worst massage parlor ever.
I think
So-
we just forget this sign. Forget this wench and her this sign she wants to try and bring someone to justice here. Let's proceed and take her down. Save this person's life. Take them both down. That's what we're here to do, right?
With bombs?
With whatever we have. Yeah, sure. Let's. Flint, you've got some of that black powder still on you, right?
Yeah.
I've got some crazy shit we can in this bag here. Let's mix some shit together so we can make a party.
Finry starts bouncing up and down, really excited. Here, dude.
Harmony, if you can infuse these things with like immense, like spreading death, just we can make a bomb of death. And Finry, you can make it smell like garlic.
That's what I can do. Actually, if I start saving some scraps and stuff, we can kind of compost a lot of heat in that stuff, and then we can almost turn it into like a fertilizer, which is very explosive if handled incorrectly.
Sure.
To interrupt here quickly, the cave glowing with candlelight glistens before you as an inviting entrance.
Where the fuck did this come from? Okay.
Been there the whole time. You guys just were so focused on the parchment that you forgot about the cozy torchlight radiates from a cave in the wooded hillside part of it.
Do you think that she's just in there waiting?
I don't see anything about a massage parlor of unhappy endings, so
It's
I
also
don't
not
think
her,
so.
so yeah.
Well, there we go.
This is not her domain. That's Yon.
Right. I mean, I can go quickly scope it out and make sure there's nothing bad in there for us. I'd hate to walk straight into something's mouth.
Thank you for the raid.
Yeah,
Welcome,
thanks for the
Raiders.
raid.
Thank
Welcome
you.
in. We're enjoying ourselves through. What are we at? We're doing the Feywild. That's right.
We are in the Feywild. We've been here for a while.
You've missed some mushroom RPing, and you're about to hopefully see some other RPing as we progress.
I would like to stealth and go investigate the cave mouth.
While he's doing that, I want to work
I
with
might
Flint.
stealth too, actually.
Well, Flint, before you stealth, leave me some of that black powder.
Oh yeah.
Before you
I'll
guys
spice
go
a little
off.
bag of it.
I'm going to get some junk out and try and create something.
And then try to disappear.
Feel free to roll those stealth checks with advantage.
With advantage. Well, the first
You'll
one was a
find out
27.
soon why.
My second one was a 28.
Very nice, very nice.
Go
With a
20 count.
and a 28, you both sneak in quite easily without really having any difficulty whatsoever. And what you see as you enter is inside the cave, a wizened-looking old man sits upon a spinning wheel with a blindfold on. He is surrounded by piles of gold. As he spins, he reaches down, he grasps a handful of coins, and somehow transforms them as at his touch into gleaming gold fibers that he then spins into items of clothing.
Does he seem like he's going to immediately eviscerate us? Is there bones on the floor or anything?
All you see is a pile of gold, and I think as people who roughly can tell shape of size, I think at a rough estimate, you calculate that upon the floor is 27,213 gold pieces.
Just from looking.
Yeah, just
Let's
a
estimate that
cursory glance.
exact amount. Interesting.
No. If it looks like a trap and it smells like a trap, we've got to take the gold.
I mean, I could do with some gold, especially 27,000.
Can I see Flint?
You guys are probably like stealthing together, I imagine.
Okay.
You're invisible, you're not invisible. You're just being
Okay.
like hiding.
I rolled it to a 28. I'm pretty close to
You just
invisible.
stop being existing.
I'm just gonna like motion to Flint to back out of the cave for a hot second, because this seems like a party discussion and not a Rogue and Fighter go off and do something stupid discussion.
Okay. And I'll slowly start backing away.
I was whisper to him when we get out of the cave. That's a lot of gold.
It's a little strange too.
Oh yeah, no, it's strange that there's that amount of gold.
Especially that exact amount. Do we need that for something?
Well, you know, gold is always nice, but it's weird that he's in a cave by himself and he's also turning the gold into thread. I, for
Such a
one,
waste.
don't want to be. Well, I mean, it makes it easier. I mean, you just take it to like the gold exchange place and then they weigh it, and it makes it easier because, like, you know, what if the currency's not accepted where you go, sort of thing, you know.
I guess.
But I also don't want to be turned into thread. I
Yeah,
mean,
'cause he does. I get you there.
Yeah. Should we approach like nicely and be like, "Hey, how's it going? Do you mind if we share your cave? Or do you want to take some of that gold for you?" Or
Yeah. Or well, maybe we should get the party's decision first.
oh, yes, sorry. It kind of robs the dollar signs out of his eyes. Hector,
Yeah. What did you say?
Sinza?
Yeah.
we saw approximately $27,000 dollars worth of gold.
What? That's a lot of coin.
What? But just
To be
sitting
in a
there, like,
cave.
in a chest? What
Oh, no,
No, it's
it was
lying there on the ground. Although it did
Yeah.
have a guy on top of it turning the gold into fibers and turning that into clothing.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds
Really
interesting
strange.
too. Well,
Yeah, we're not sure how to approach that, or why there's that exact amount in there.
is he selling things? He obviously I mean, maybe he needs more gold and he wants to get rid of some of that stuff he's making.
Have you got any, like, can we send some sort of, I don't know, projection in? Can someone speak to him? I feel like this is a massive trap. It could just be a huge, like...
I mean, if you guys want to
Illusion.
hide, I will just knock on the outside of the cave and be like, "Hello, is anyone in there?"
Look, what's our motto, man? We don't check for traps. Let's just go in there.
I don't think it's a...
I thought
Alright.
nobody expected the cows.
All right.
That's right. It was two. Yeah, sorry about that.
I can probably. Well, I've been inside Hector's mind a fair bit. I feel like I could maybe jump inside of another creature's mind.
That would probably work
Mind
better
conquer
because
that.
trying to get his like visual attention probably wouldn't work. I think he might be blind.
Why don't we go chat?
Let's
I
go
mean,
chat.
who's the best here at, like... Yeah, I'm going to send Harm in. I think Harm is the best at talking.
Hard is the best at talking. This is going to go fantastic. Is anyone got popcorn? Oh wait, I'm the chef. Hang on a second.
Look, I'm fantastic at talking, thank you very much. It's other people's ability to listen that's the problem. Worst comes to worst, go give them a wet willy.
Remember, the cows send their regrets.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
No
you going
regrets.
in? What's the plan?
All right.
I will.
Plan is Harm's doing the talking.
And Hum, before you go,
Yeah.
in his head he hears, "If you need us, just think and let me know, and we'll come in."
Wait, I'm not going in alone.
Yeah, he's not
Oh,
going
no,
to
I'll come in behind you. I'll
Oh,
come
yes.
in behind you, but I will go with you. But I'm going to stealth, so I'll be in the shadows just in case anything happens, and I can be ready to spring in at a moment's notice. Watch out, karate.
Well, do we all just walk down and say hello then?
I'll go in. Just I need at least one person in the room with me.
You guys go in.
I'm happy to go. Yeah, let's
You just-
go. Tim and Nervous.
Someone let me know. Let me and Flint know if you want us to come down.
Hanging.
Oh yeah, if you hear the sounds of screaming, it probably means we need help.
Got it.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
doing
I will re-stealth.
As we walk towards, or as I walk towards the entrance to the cave, I just kind of put a hand on my heart. I'm like, "You got this." Anubis is with you in every word. You're good, and give myself guidance.
Nice.
I just copy harm, but I do this.
Amazing. So you're guided. You walk up to the entrance. What do you do?
I start to sort of take in my surroundings. I just do a quick little look and take in what I can see. A little perception test, maybe.
Sure. Go ahead and roll that perception check.
15 for perception.
With a 15, you look around as you approach the cave. It seems, all in all, fairly normal. Nothing seems out of place. You don't see any tripwires or mechanical things that are out of place. It seems like a natural cave that is formed amongst these trees.
All right. And how far is it from me to the man spinning things?
At the moment, you can't really see him. Like, you'd have to go inside the cave.
Right. I walk in until I can see him.
Okay. So you walk in, see the man, and you're not stealthing, right?
No.
He jumps. He's scared. I'm sorry. I didn't expect to see anybody here.
Hail,
you're not here to
friend.
hurt me, are you?
I am very far from hurting. I'm here merely to chat.
Oh, good. Sorry,
I wanted to
can't
speak to you about your car's extended registry and insurance.
This man blindfolded. He says, "Sorry, I'm not sure I follow."
No, sorry, I just had a bit of gas from earlier. Apologies.
No,
Have you
that's
heard of
all
our
right.
Lord and Savior Anubis?
Are you okay? I look at his eyes and he's like, his bandage, his blindness. Are you okay with your sight?
I've led a cruel and heartless existence, friend.
Oh,
I earned these riches by exploiting my tenants' misery.
you're a New York landlord?
Indeed, I bought
You're a
up
landlord?
condemned properties and rented them out at exorbitant fees. And now Granny Nightshade is helping me make amends.
Granny
told her-
Nightshade is helping you make amends.
Indeed. I told her I
don't-
wanted to put my bad deeds behind me and my ill-gotten gains to good use. So she cursed me to dwell forever in this cave, spinning my gold into useful items for anybody who comes my way.
Well, what exactly are these items?
Oh, would you like one?
Well, I mean, before you give them to me, I'd like to understand them a little bit better.
I tend to make what inspires me. If you would roll a d8, I might be able to tell you what I would make for you in this instance.
If there's one thing I've learned since I've been here, it's that a gift should be returned.
Indeed,
Can I look at your eyes for you? I've spent much of my life healing.
I must tell you, this is my own doing. And as you look and as you see, you start to see apparitions lurking behind the man. You see them take various forms, from a grubby child peering over his shoulder to a gaunt coachman looming in the shadows in the back of the cave. You see other things like a long-faced woman dabbing at her tears with a handkerchief, and a rail-thin waif wearing an eye patch. Quick as a candle flicker, one vanishes, another appears, and he says, I'm haunted by my own words, you see. As long as my ill-gotten gains were put to good use, my bad deeds would remain behind me. You are beholding the restless apparitions of those I hurt. They lurk behind my back, tormenting me with pokes at my ribs and whispers in my ear. I just cannot bear to look at them. Even the reflection on the gold would be too much for me.
As I hear this, I walk over to him. Well, if helping you would be taking one of these gifts of yours, then I will accept it lovingly, and in return, I offer you something that once was given to me, and it may not help you, but I want you to know that you are not a hated soul. I can see the redemption that you're attempting at the moment, and in that, I take great faith that you will achieve your desired outcome. And I give
Hopefully
you
one
my
day.
little ink portrait that I had taken of me.
And he sort of feels it, and he's like, I hope one day to be able to gaze upon it.
Keep it as your hope that you will one day understand that you are For every day you can't see it, you are supported by the ones that are here with you in this picture, and one day you'll actually be able to see and gaze upon them. And if you ever do, come and find me. I'll take care of you. We'll help you get set up.
He smiles a bit and he says, "Thank you." And you see him grab some of that gold and begins to turn it into thread. And with a speed, he begins to transform them into a pair of gloves. And he says, I do not know what led me to be drawn to this for you, but here, these are gloves of thievery. They're mostly invisible while worn, and they seem to be good at making quick movements, maybe grabbing things without being noticed.
Interesting. I am one who is in need of gloves, many sets of gloves. This life has not always been great to me also, but I'm not sure if you know of the great Anubis, took me under his wing and has granted me many things. Gloves are a necessary part of that process, unfortunately.
Well, at the very least, I'm glad that my toil could assist you in some extent.
Well, know always as you look at this picture that the cows are always there in either Tither or elsewhere, and you can always find us. Ask for Harmon Rab, and you will know me.
Thank you so much. Do you travel alone, friend?
I travel in many company. Right now, there is another in this room. We're unsure of your safety and whether you would guard us safe passage or not, so I brought another with me. But we are a group of travelers who are currently trying to do right by many people.
They are safe in my abode. Feel free to invite them in if you do so wish to.
Hi. Sorry.
Oh! Sorry.
Sorry.
Please.
I think the sins are. Come on in.
Sorry. Yeah.
Let's go.
We're not 100% sure of your intent.
Your footsteps.
Oh, yeah, no, we're pretty harmless to those who don't wish us harm.
If you know of my history, you'd understand that.
Oh no, I literally just heard it all. No, I understand. I literally just heard it all. It's very sad.
I can tell you my story.
Well, I heard it with harm, right. And we'll tell the rest. Yeah, no, but I actually noticed that you didn't. Like, do you eat whilst you're here? Like, I don't see any setup for a kitchen or anything. Or
no, I mostly just sort of turn gold into garments. It seems to sustain me, and maybe the hunger will in some way help me make penance for my wrongdoing. Well,
you've done a great service for my friend Harm here, and for the rest of us. Like, I'm happy to make you something. Like, what do you like to eat?
I don't really remember all that long ago. I've once heard that sandwiches go down a treat.
I'll make you some nice sandwiches, and I'll preserve some of them for you, so they'll last you for a while, and they won't go all crusty and yuck. And I'll start making some sandwiches for him and for the party.
Let me make you something, if you do not mind.
Oh, yeah.
It would be helping me.
1.
Oh, 1. Excellent. As you cook, he begins to spin.
Golden cock ring.
And he begins to make it into a different sort of material than what it seemed to be last time, where the gloves almost made a leather-like experience. This one here starts to look like metal as it comes together. And an amulet is formed in front of all of your eyes as you watch this man deliver his craft. He says, for you, I was drawn to an amulet. It is one that I think might prove helpful given your secretive entrance. It is an amulet of proof against detection and location. While you're wearing it, you will be hidden from divination magics of any sort. You can't be targeted by such magic or perceived through any sort of scrying. Hopefully, it will do you well.
Oh, well, thank you. Crust on or off?
Can I have them off, and would you mind cutting them into little triangles?
Oh, yeah, no, I was going to do that. You read my mind. Yeah. I was going to do like a spread. Like, we've got some salami, some ham and cheese, some tuna and mayo. Like, I don't know about the eggs. Some people don't like the egg
Egg
ones.
salad just hit me up.
Okay.
Have you got any curried egg sandwiches?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like,
sorry, I've just realized that I've been famished for about 10 years.
Whole feast
It
is
is
coming
coming quite intense right now.
oh, yeah, this is going to be like the full, like, conference, like,
the
food
food
platter. Yeah, the food platter. It's all just like little sandwiches.
Anybody else? Would you mind letting me make you something?
Absolutely. Did we catch your name, kind sir?
My name is Nib.
Nib.
Nib, and this here is my cave, Nib's cave, as it has become known to me.
Nib, I would like to do you 2 favors, 2 gifts.
Oh,
the first is that I will let you make something for me, because I know it please you so.
That would indeed please me.
The other is I offer you your freedom, if you so choose it. And I hold out one of the weasel keys.
Weasel key, remind me?
From session 1. They take you back to the chili weasel.
I was reminded of these lately. I was waiting when to drop it in. Yeah, well played.
I was like,
well played.
if you ever feel like you've had enough of trying to repay an endless debt, all you need to do is take this shard and draw on any surface a doorway. That doorway will take you to the warmest tavern you have ever seen, called the Chili Weasel. You will not even be anywhere near or in the realm of Nightshade.
Just make sure you take some gold with you or something.
I honestly, this is so much. I will take your gift and know that when I feel the time is right and I have atoned for the sins I believe I need to atone for, I shall use your key and mayhaps you will find Nib at the Chili Weasel.
That would be a nice day indeed, Nib.
Thank you. And for you, what is it that I am inspired to make?
A 6.
Excellent. Well, I'll offer you an up or a down from that. Do you want a 7 or a 5?
Or let's make it a 7, I guess.
Excellent. Oh, indeed. I know exactly what to make you. You wouldn't perhaps be somebody that knows how to know their way around a 1, would you?
Why is everyone looking at me when you said know your way around a wand? Like, it was
any invocation?
I think I could probably make use of that, yes.
Well, given the company you keep, I think a 1 that will allow you to detect the secrets that go on around you might be of use.
Interesting.
And he begins to sort of form this beautiful wand. It is sort of a long cylindrical object as it tapers to the end, but inlaid in sort of the middle part of it, it's like interwoven metal. So it looks like almost spinning and woven together into the edge of it, which is a nice handle to hold. And he says, "This is yours then, the wand of secrets. May it serve you well and keep you out of harm's way."
Thank you so much, Nib.
Out of whose way?
Sorry, any sort of physical bodily harm.
Got you. Yeah.
And is that all? I feel that I can hear somebody else. Is there anyone with you?
I mean, I'm here, but I don't know if I really need anything.
Oh, but you understand.
But
by,
I mean,
by taking
if
it,
you want to atone
give
for
me
your
a favor.
sins and you want to craft something, then
Indeed,
sure.
please. Will you roll me my enthusiasm, please?
Go up.
So what did you end up on?
7.
Okay, cool. For you, I feel that there must be some time crunch on you. It feels like time is such an integral part of your future. So take this as a token of my welcome. And
Rolex?
he begins to craft you a fantasy Rolex. It is a tiny hourglass, and
I'll take it.
it is made of blue sapphire.
Whoa.
Nice. But more than that, it is also a elemental gem. So inside of it is contained a mote of elemental energy. So when you use an action to break the gem, an air elemental is summoned as if you had cast a conjure elemental spell, and the magic's lost once that happens.
Hell yeah.
So that is his gift. Make sure that when time truly has run out, that you use this to keep yourself and your party safe.
So shiny.
I understand that there are, from at least a feeling, one amongst you who has not made it into my cave, perhaps lost in the whims of the Feywild, one who has whiskers of a cat and a tail that whips as he explores the world. Do you know of the one of which I speak?
Rafe, did he get lost when we came here? Did he wander off somewhere?
I don't think he was hanging on to us, was he?
But yes, there is normally one with us of that description.
Do you mind if I make one more gift?
No.
I think that he would find it very beneficial.
Is it a ball of yarn?
He smiles, says, "It could be, but let me show it to you in person." Welcome, Valiant, Odyssey, and Co. Thank you for the raid,
guys.
Joining us in Nib's cave in the Feywild. He begins to weave, and he weaves a patch. It seems to be just a section of material, thick cut, and within it, a rune, a shape that is formed out of the intricate carvings, begins to glow as it is finished. And he looks at it and he smiles and he says, "This, I believe, is what he has been searching for." And he says, "Make sure that gets to them. He'll know what to do with it."
I'll take good care of it for him.
Thank you. Now, with you all out of the way, I shall try and eat some of these sandwiches.
Yes. There is about 40 sandwiches, all with the crust cut off, all different types. There's like 4 of each different type. They're on a nice little platter, but it's quite a large platter. It's got this fantasy cling wrap, that he can take off and to kind of keep it fresh and stuff. But he has to keep key now, so he can always just pop out if he wants to get some more Sambo somewhere. But this is for you, and I'll pop on his lap.
And he just begins to just devour them. He doesn't speak again. He eats and eats and eats.
As he's eating, Harm kind of just gets close and goes, "When we were chatting, you said that she cursed you as a way to pay off your debt. Is that right?"
Yes. I'm not one that really understands all that magic stuff so well, but whatever I can do here with my wheel is both thanks to her as much as all the negatives that come from it.
We want to see her. What is the best way to get to her?
What is your intentions when you were to meet her?
We need to talk. She has
Tell her a
wronged
story.
many people.
I understand that.
Left many cursed, left many dead, broken many families.
I've been to where she is, and I know of her place. She lives in Loomlurch, which is the city in the tree to the north. I've visited the goblin candy markets and even seen Granny Nightshade's parlor. Is there anything else you'd like to know?
Were these goblins made of candy, or do they run candy stalls?
Mostly stalls, I'm afraid. We're not living quite in the candy universe of the future.
Hey, it's the Feywild. Anything goes.
I surely hope I see these candy creatures at one point or another.
What might be
Just don't touch them. They can be sticky.
What might be the fastest route to get to Loon Lurch there, Nib?
I have been in the Feywild for a long time, and whenever I seek to head somewhere as fast as possible, it seems to take me the longest route to get there.
We've definitely been on the longest route, I tell you that.
No, it's like I've been telling you guys. You just go in the direction that you want to go to, and you'll eventually end up there.
He probably surprisingly has the best approach to navigating the Feywild.
This is
You just
chaos.
gotta take it chill, guys.
It seems too easy.
It's
Sorry, you go.
no. You Nib, after you.
Thank you. I was just going to offer. I know a bit about her, and I may be able to tell you something you don't know if it helps.
Yeah.
Please.
See, I've spent some time with her as she cursed me, and I was in her space, and the one thing that I always knew to look out for is she has a key protruding from her back. And it indicates, as I found, the type of mood she's in. As it spins fast, she seems happy. And the slower it goes, the angrier she seems to get.
How
And if it ever stops, run.
how hungry? Oh, well, what types of food does she like?
I have never served her any food, I'm afraid.
Try and keep her happy. Harm, how are your seduction skills?
Oh, I mean, I do know that she loves children and has a specific fondness for them.
What do you mean?
Frinny,
Because
that
we
sounds like
did
you're
notice-
short enough to pull off a child.
Yeah, Hector, you can do that.
No,
Shave off the sideburns and the mustache. You would pass for a child.
Yeah, no, Finry, no, that's
Yes,
not happening.
yes. This is the idea. This is the plan we're going with.
If a child is one that you seek, you must know that Granny Nightshade is obsessed with Will of the Feywild.
Why? Who
Yeah.
is Will of the Feywild?
All I know is that he's a boy who helped a handful of the younger children escape from Loomlurch. You see, she runs a factory of sorts there where the kids are forced to work and create toys. And from there, he managed to form a group, and they call themselves the Getaway Gang.
I love that name. That's so cool.
Yes, they do seem to be quite the fun lot. If you ever do need to see them, I've been told that you'll find them under the protection of a treant named Little Oak.
Do you know where this treant is?
My curse forbids me from leaving the space, but I can point you in the direction. If you sort of look from where I am in the cave and the sort of here on the southern side of Tither, you can look all the way to the north and you'll see a large treant in the map, which seems to indicate that is where you might find them.
Jesus! I like his beard. It's very cute.
He does, by all accounts, have a big bushy green beard.
Now, any potential dangers here in Tither? It's been a while since I've been here.
I mean, I've heard some cursed circles are about, and if you hear the sound of apparition approaching you, you may be being hunted by blink dogs. But beyond that, I think you'll be safe enough.
Okay, so Nib, I mean, for someone who's spent a long time in isolation in his cave, you've been phenomenally helpful.
Thank you. I try my best. As I said, I'm trying to atone for all of my wrongdoings, as every real estate sort of owner should, I believe.
Well,
Okay, great.
we bid you good day, and
Thank
you
you.
know, we'll
If
probably
you-
see you at the Chili Weasel at some point.
If you
And
if,
if
you,
you find-
if you wanted us to like
Yeah.
help you finish your penance here really quickly, we can lighten your load of gold if you wanted us to.
I would strongly advise that you do not touch any of this cursed stuff.
Oh,
Fenrir just pulls his hand back from the gold.
Know that the gold that you see in this room has only ever caused me pain. Take it, and you may bring that pain onto yourself. I wish you only the best, and as such, I ask that you do not take this cursed wealth upon yourself.
you've been more than kind and more than fair, Nib. So we'll honour that, and I think we should be on our way, Callus.
Yes. Farewell to you, Nib.
Goodbye. Have a good life.
Oh, when you get to the Chili Weasel, ask for the fermented goat's milk. It's a
Oh.
real treat.
I wouldn't expect it to be, but I'll give it a try.
I don't know, I've never tried it, but Rafe just keeps talking about it like a
That's
lot. He
very
just won't
fair.
give up on it.
And make sure you give him that rune. It's very important for plot reasons.
Oh yes, no, definitely for plot
Has
reasons.
plot armor.
Well,
Cool.
good day and farewell out there.
Well, as we exit the cave, that was interesting.
That
And
was
with that,
unexpected.
We're gonna call to a quick break.
Oh, okay. Hey,
Exit
Harm,
the cave,
you want to
enter a
swapsies?
break.
You want to swapsies, Harm? You want to swapsies?
Yours is a unable to be located, right?
A divination, yeah.
Yeah, and mine is a harm's one is ability to gave 5 to dexterity sleight of hand checks.
And
It's pretty
to
good.
pick locks.
Yeah.
Lock picking. What is my dex like, and does that help me at all? Does not.
Anyway, we'll cut the stream there. We'll
Okay.
be back in 10 minutes.
Back in 10.
Right.
Close to 10:20 by Australian time.
All right.
Back soon.
See you all again soon.
See you guys soon.
Yes. Yes, this will work. Excellent. Did you hear that? This is a message from Cinza. Hector is dead. Voice is familiar. The truth isn't always crystal clear now, is it? Did you know you could also support the Raging Rolls by becoming a subscriber? You can even use your Prime subscription to subscribe for free. You are able to get a free subscription to a channel of your choice each month with a Prime subscription. Don't forget, if you do use Prime, to resubscribe each month to continue to show your support. Hector will need it.